use your God power to get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. The reality of body age. I like to perform a demonstration at my live seminars where I invite 5 people to come to the stage for a hypnotic demonstration. I try to have one of them be as young as possible and another one as old as possible. I announce that I will be pretending to hypnotize them, and they agree to pretend that they are hypnotized. I tell them that when I count backwards from 5 to 1, they will become very relaxed and close their eyes and will be completely hypnotized. I stress that since I am only pretending to hypnotize them, and they are only pretending to be hypnotized, they couldn't possibly do anything that they wouldn't normally do. I then count backwards from 5 to 1 so fast that everyone gets a laugh. I tell them that they are now my willing subjects and that they will do whatever I ask of them. I tell them that the reason that they are all here on stage is because they all have a birthday in common. As of today, they all have had a total of 98 birthdays. Not only has each and every one of them had 98 birthdays, but they all have the same exact birthday, and it is today. I continue by telling them that when I wake them up, they will feel and act just like a person who has had 98 birthdays. They will talk and move just like a person that has had 98 birthdays, and that when they awake, there will be a news reporter here to ask them questions. Please answer the questions as best you can in the way a person with 98 birthdays would. The last thing that I tell them is that I want an Oscar-winning performance. I begin to count from 1 to 5 and tell them that they are wide awake now and welcome them to the program. I am with the Reality News, and I would like to first congratulate you on this special occasion. It is amazing that you all have reached 98 birthdays as of today. I would like to ask each of you just a few questions about yourselves. Then I ask the first person to stand. He begins to stand wobbling and shaking, and I say, "Are you all right?" He says, "I am 98 years old and feeling my age." I ask, "How is your energy?" He says, "It's just as you would expect of a 98-year-old person. It's not what it used to be." And as I ask each of them to stand and answer the questions, I always ask them, "How old are you?" And they always respond, "I am 98 years old as of today." Each of them answers the questions about the same, some with more flair than the others, but very entertaining. Importantly, the oldest person and the youngest person act and perform the same rendition of the older person. I tell them that I am now going to count them down again until they are once again in a deep hypnotic trance. And again, I count from 5 to 1 so fast that no one can keep from smiling. After all, I'm not really hypnotizing them at all. They are acting on their own accord. I tell them that things have changed, that they really didn't have 98 birthdays, but instead, they actually all had only 24 birthdays, and like before, they were all born on the same day. So they all are celebrating their birthdays today. Just like before, I will wake them up, and they will be answering questions from a reporter who was sent here to interview them on this special occasion. Like before, I tell them to act, think, talk, and stand just like a person who has had only 24 birthdays would. I count them awake and begin to ask the questions. What do you feel like now that you have had 24 birthdays? They bounce up and act like they have energy to burn. I feel great. I'm ready for anything. They all claim to be 24 years old and full of energy and pep. Once again, the oldest of them and the youngest of them put on the same performance. Again, I count them back down into the hypnotic state, but this time I unexpectedly count down slowly. Again, it's funny. This time, I tell them that they all have something in common. They all have been volunteers for the most revolutionary science experiment ever conducted, and it was totally successful. Like the first time, each of them is celebrating their 98th birthday today. But they don't feel like a person who has had 98 birthdays would feel, because over the last 12 months, they have had every single cell in their entire body replaced. It has been the most amazing scientific experiment ever tried. At a cost of more than $100 million, they all are the recipients of a body that is less than a year old. So while they have the wisdom and experience of a person with 98 birthdays, they have a brand new top-of-the-line adult-sized body that is in perfect condition and ready to go. I tell them that when I wake them, like before, there will be a reporter who will want to ask them questions about this amazing experiment. I want you to act like you have the wisdom and confidence of a person who has had 98 birthdays, while at the same time act like you have the energy of a teenager. At this point, I can see that they are confused. It's hard to act old and act young at the same time. Most people have never imagined this experience and have no idea how to pull it off. Interesting. Very interesting. I count them up and awake, and once again I begin to question them. How do you feel on your 98th birthday? They bounce up and exclaim, I feel great, just like a kid again. I continue by asking, what do you think of this amazing scientific procedure that you have received? They respond, it is the greatest thing man has ever accomplished, and I thank God that I have had the opportunity to receive such a wonderful gift. All the interviews go the same. They all have great energy and great appreciation for this amazing scientific accomplishment that they have all received. Then I explain the point to this whole demonstration. I tell them that in the first example, I had asked them to pretend like they had 98 birthdays. I never said that they were old, nor did I say to act infirm or weak. I only said that they had had 98 birthdays. Everyone, from the youngest one to the oldest one, portrayed an old, frail person, which was their mental image of what a person at that age looked and acted like. The point is that I didn't lead them to any conclusion. They acted solely on what they thought a person of that age would be like. We all already have an image in our minds of what old age is, and we are aging ourselves with our own God power, coupled with our beliefs based on this image. In the second example, everyone had an idea of what youth acted like. Every single volunteer, from the youngest to the oldest, acted with more energy and enthusiasm when they were acting younger. But the main point of this example is that we are acting our age, or at least how we think our age acts. And yet, we all have the ability to act younger and more vibrant no matter what our age. Even though our bodies are like holograms, three-dimensional representations of what a physical body is thought to look like, it still has very positive aspects in its representation that are quite beneficial to our health. In that regard, the third example is the most amazing of all, because it's true for everyone.
Options. Now activating the next video, play options. One moment please. Click on the green arrow to start watching the next video. Or, click on the red arrow to start watching the prior video. Or, click on the tan arrow to go to the main course menu and guide, with links to all course chapters, excerpts, and special reports. Up next, special video options. Click on your choice of course videos, menus, and excerpts. Now switching to the special video options menu and activating the video selection buttons. Click on your selection number to start watching the video. "15 seconds till we switch to the next page with the free download information. Pause the video now if you need more time to review the available selections." This is the end of this course video. Its video number is listed above. To watch the next video, simply click on the next video in number sequence. Thank you.